Seriously, do you take allergy medicine? Do you take allergy medicine?
Every so often.
You might want to increase the frequency of that. Like every hour? It doesn't bother me. I don't care about that very much. Seems like you sneeze.
It's just this time of year more than anything.
Winter?
Yeah.
So for part C here, study, give, and pass. So you just look at the ones where you passed, which would be these two. So your total is 0.6, and then success is when you did study, so the 0.4 goes on top. So you could leave it like this. You could say 2/3, you could say 0.67, you could say 0.6 repeating. Like all those are fine. But I'm going to add that answer in whatever form. Questions on part C? So only like half of you raised their hands. Is that like you just didn't feel like you raised your hands, or you didn't get it, or you never did run it? Yeah.
On the AP test, will they have like a question like that with response that would feel like 26 words?
Where you can put what? Don't put points. Wait, are you talking about part C?
Yeah.
So you can put any of the things I just said are fine.
Okay.
2/3 points. Don't put 0.6. You didn't say
Like
0.6. 0.666 or something. Yeah. 0.67. 0.6 is rounding a little too much. Any questions on the first one? Test one? Should I go through the second one, or should I wait a minute still? You're good? Alright. Probability of passing, so either 3 or a 4 or a 5, so what does OR mean? OR means add, so you add those up. That's 0.7. If you run the AP test, you actually need to, this is annoying, but you got to show your work, as though you can't do that in your head, but you're showing that I know, like, the rule is I got to add those up. Probability of 5 given passing. So part B, so given that I pass, so the first thing you do is throw the probability of passing on the bottom, and then a 3 on top is probability is 0.3, so 3/7, and then whatever you get when you divide that is fine also.
Wait, 0.1.
Oh, 5 passing. I thought it was 3. Yeah, so this would be 0.1 over 0.7, so that's like 0.143, I believe, if you made it a decimal. Probability of 2, given that I didn't pass. So this is what you know. This is what goes on the bottom. What's the probability that I didn't pass? This is where someone tells me the probability that I didn't pass. Yeah, 30%, right? Because you're adding up those. And then out of those, success in this case is getting a 2. So 0.2 over 0.3 or 0.67 or 2/3, any of those. Probability of an odd number is a 1 or a 3 or a 5, so you're just adding those up. 0.1 plus 0.3 plus 0.1 equals 0.5. And then passing, given that you got a 2 or higher. So 2 or higher, you're adding up those, or you're just getting rid of that. That's 0.9. And then the probability I passed, well, success in this case is passing. So what's the probability I pass? 3 or higher is 0.7. So 7/9, so that's like 0.778 or 0.78. Anything around there? Questions there? Alright? Alright, I'll leave it up for a second if people are still writing. We're going to move on to the next thing.
Stop.
What? Are you swearing on the video? Oh, well, then swear all you want. I really think that's like...
You're making it worse by actually talking about it.
Yeah, now you're definitely like a rewind.
And trying to listen for you swear.
Nobody ever actually watches videos anymore. I just make them for no freaking reason.
I watch them when I'm missing. Yeah.
Alright, good. How many of you have ever watched a video?
I did the other day.
Really?
I only watched it here to yell at my
That's fine.
I had it. It doesn't matter.
Generally only when I'm missing.
What did you watch? How many of you ever watched it for like the actual purpose that it was designed to be used for?
Significantly less.
I'm not here to
So if I want people to watch the videos, I have to yell. That's the.
Or Andy has to
Like that one house where like there's a lot of people. What?
The other day when I was grouchy,
I watched
I
that.
didn't even upload that one. I waited till 10th hour.
Yeah, but then it was called recording number 260.
I don't know if I was grouchy. I think you guys were being jerks.
Oh, yeah. I think it was that.
Could have been some of both. Yeah. Alright. There are 3 different kind of problems on here. And I just stole them from Khan. Like I stole not the questions themselves, but I stole this chart, this table from Khan, and then I asked all the possible questions I could think of that the AP test might ask about that. So this should help you with your Khan, because there's 3 different types. There's this table, there's the Venn diagram, and then there's just words. So that's 3 different forms you might see it in. It's actually really helped me to look at the Khan, because that just helped me organize. Okay, there's 3 types of things we have to go through. So. Alright, so if I look at this first one, I don't really need to show the table, right? It's hard to, well, I'll try. Okay. So if you just read through it, you can see gender, first chocolate. This first one is one we haven't talked about a ton. So are gender and chocolate independent? So if gender and independence means probabilities stay the same in each subset, or you can think about it as the probabilities stay the same with new information. That's just different ways to say the same thing. So an example of independence would be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Heads, tails. I'm going to flip 1,000 coins. We're going to pretend that it comes out perfectly. How many heads should not have? Wait a second, I'm writing a lot. I'm just talking really fast. Sorry. I get so fired up on independence.
Mr. Davis, you skipped us again. I was like, where's this paper? You got that paper.
I gave one of you guys 4.
And 4 of us.
But I gave them 3. So there's 2 extras float. So Chase, how many do you have? 17? Chase is collecting from every direction. Oh. So now I'll wait another second. Sorry. I did switch the way I passed them out. You don't have to call me Jesus. Was that the Smile one?
I thought we're gonna get you a blue yet. That was September 12th. Good quality on those videos.
We should all
like a week
pitch
in.
in.
You think
Let's
I'm
just get him a bunch of markers.
Yeah.
Andy, you're bringing a small amount of money.
just because I have a job
You need
doesn't mean I have money.
markers. Then we're oh.
All into my car. Have you seen it?
What happened to your car?
It's literally held together by duct tape. I didn't have that much money.
Let me know when you guys are ready, so I can start listening to these people.
Your car's a 2018 model.
Do you have a brand new car?
My dad works for Ford.
Oh, really?
My dad works for Kids.
Yeah, and if you ever crashes it, it costs me $0. Yeah, tell everyone.
It's not mine.
So if anybody wants to get this car,
It was still mess up the car that crashed it,
but
though.
it's nice because next month you can put it back in and get like a new one.
You and your brother both have your own car?
No, well, we
What's this
whoever.
side
You,
of
like,
the
share
car
it?
for the- That's you.
We leased a car and then my mom bought it, so now I don't have a car. It's great. I like it.
Alright, you guys good?
Yeah.
Alright, so the example of something that is independent would be like flipping coins on different days of the week. So, let's say that I flipped 1,000 coins on Monday. How many heads should, like, it might not come out perfect, but how many heads should I get? 500, how many tails should I get? 500. What about Tuesday?
500.
500, 500. I could have done all 7 days of the week, but I think you get the idea here. So, overall, 2,000 heads, 2,000 tails, 4,000 flips.
This makes more sense when you say it this way.
I'm actually really pleased with the way I just did that also. Thank you. So, what's the probability that I get heads or tails overall? What's the probability I get heads overall? Looking at the 2,000, 2,000, 4,000. 0.5. What's the probability I get heads if I narrow it down to the Thursday subset? 0.5. What if I narrow it down to the Tuesday subset? 0.5. That's independent, because it doesn't matter what subset I look at. It doesn't matter what information I give you. It's the same fraction or proportion every single time. Does that make sense? So this new information of, oh, we flipped the coin on a Tuesday, didn't change anything. That means those are not related, that's independent. So let's look at gender and prefers chocolate. Well, if I just look at the overall, what fraction of people prefer chocolate? It'd be 33 out of 50, wouldn't it? So, I mean, yeah, okay, 0.66 is fine. What if I look at females? 15 out of 22, right? What if I look at males? 18 out of 28. If gender and chocolate were independent, these fractions would all either be the same or reduce to the same thing. Are these? No. So because they're not equal to each other, no. They're not independent because those fractions are not the same.
Good God.
Sorry.
I have some that
You
are
would get.
No, I'm not angry. I'm just like astounded.
Oh, so, I've never
Oh,
seen
yeah, get up
it.
there.
A lot of it's my dad. You should hear my dad.
Shh.
I don't
Sorry. Does that make sense why those are not independent?
Yes.
Yeah.
And why these are?
Yes.
I'd say that's the best I've ever explained that.
That is.
It is. Does it have to be
No, I
exact?
mean in like 10 years. You don't even know how horrible I used to be.
Wait, how?
Yeah.
So they have to be exactly equal, or have they be like really close?
Okay, exactly. Okay. The rest of these I think we've got, well, no, this one down here is new. But we can do like these, we've got to talk about. Are prefers chocolate and prefers vanilla mutually exclusive? They are, because can they overlap? They can't. So they are mutually exclusive. If you want to write a little note, I didn't ask you to justify it, but you could say yes because no overlap. Like you can't prefer chocolate and prefer vanilla. Well, you kind of do. Are they complements? I prefers chocolate, prefers vanilla complements.
Yeah. Like other things.
No. Why not? Because there's a third option. So these two are not the only possibilities. So as soon as there's a third option, it's not complements anymore.
If the question was like, are these disjoint? Would it be? It is disjoint.
It would be yes, because disjoint and mutually exclusive are just the exact same thing. But they're not complements, no, because there's a third option. So that's like being an AP Stats third hour and being a pre-calc third hour are disjoint, but they're not complements because there's like a billion other classes you can be in. Right, Shrem?
Yeah.
Are you looking out the window for examples of complements? Can you stop looking out the freaking window, please? Thank you. Alright. Do the next two. Let's try those on your own. I don't care if you get the decimal, like, so you type it in, that doesn't matter at this point. No preference given male, so you're just looking at the males. This is what you know, so that goes on the bottom. There are 28 males. Out of those, 4 of them have no preference. Oh, yeah, 4 are 28. Alright. Prefers vanilla, that's what you know, so that goes on the bottom. There are 11 people that prefer vanilla, and out of those, 5 are female. Good there? Alright. This is a new rule. So if you want to go down to the bottom, kind of write the rules. So the probability of A or B, like I've always said, or means what? Or means add. And it does, but there's a little twist that can happen sometimes. So the probability of A or B is the probability of A plus the probability of B minus the probability of A and B. So if there's overlap, you would basically have counted it twice. Like if someone's in A and B, you would have counted it here and you would have counted it here. You don't want to count it twice, you only want to count it once, so you have to then remove one of those. I think you'll see when I start doing the examples. But this is the addition rule. You do not have to memorize this on the AP test. It will be on the board for your test, so you don't have to remember it, you just have to remember to use it. So if I'm looking at prefers vanilla, well, prefers vanilla is easy. I don't know why I thought that was hard. That's just 11 out of 50. That's not even the new rule. That's just the table. Prefers, so probability of male or chocolate. So, what's the probability that someone in this table is male? 28 out of 50, right? Or means add. Plus, what's the probability that we prefer chocolate? 33 out of 50. Well, right away, you can tell we gotta do something because we're at 61 out of 50 right now. We're at like 120%. But what's happening is if I look at male is here, chocolate is here. So do you see how the 18 got counted twice? It was in the row and it was in the column, so the 18's in there like an extra time. So we have to, we only wanted it there once. So that's what this is. You subtract out the overlap. So we subtract the overlap here. So we subtract 18 out of 50 because that 18 has been double counted. Does that make sense? And then you end up with your answer. So then that'd be 43 over 50. So if there's overlap, you have to subtract that out. Yeah.
Is there gonna be like a problem like this without the table? Like how you see where the overlap?
So they have to give you some way to do it. So like a Venn diagram, you can see the overlap there. You know, and then on the wording one, they give you those ones. So they have to tell you. Okay, female or vanilla. So the same idea. Would have like a billion lines on this table, but female would be that group right there. Vanilla would be that group right there. So female is 22 out of 50. Vanilla is 11 out of 50. What do we have to subtract though? 5 out of 50 because that 5 is female and vanilla. So it got counted twice. It got counted in both groups. We don't want to count it twice. So then 22 plus 11 is 33 minus 5 is 28. Alright? Third one, and then I'm going to have you do like the whole problem back. So you will get a chance to practice this. Male or no preference. So male is 28 out of 50. What's no preference? 6 out of 50. What do we have to subtract because it got double counted? 4 out of 50. And so we end up with 30 out of 50. There is a case, just a general, where you wouldn't have to subtract the overlap. What is that? What would that be called? Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. Well, then I just do the female.
Just do the what or the what?
Instead of doing like the subtraction, you could just do female over total, and it would you would have to subtract.
There's two words. You just gotta give me one of them. Mutually exclusive or disjoint. So if it's mutually exclusive or disjoint, you don't have to do this. But if you do, like if you forget that, what are you gonna end up subtracting? Zero. So it's not gonna really matter. Like you can just remember this every time. And if there's no overlap, you subtract zero. And that's not gonna hurt you. All right. Do the back. So there's three types in here. And we're just gonna go, I'll do one, you do one. Next type, I'll do one, you do one. Next type, I'll do one, you do one. Fifth question down. See what I wrote? How many juniors would there be? It should say how many juniors would there be in choir. I want to show you that's real here. Right here, where it says how many juniors would there be, it should say how many juniors would there be in choir. It's the same wording as the first question on the previous page.
Oh, our grade level.
It's like awkward grammar. Maybe that.
I think it was the end. Our grade level and whether or not the student is required.
Oh, yeah.
That's what was screwing me up.
Say it again.
Finish 477 over 480.
Did I add wrong? Yes. Thank you. Like my work is right, right? Yeah. That's can't. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Not important. Thank you. How many had 30 for this one? That fifth one.
I don't. I've completely lost.
Okay. I was just curious. Well, nobody asked anything, so I was just like.
I didn't know which number stayed the same. Which ones changed.
So I'm not quite sure I worded it perfectly, but what I was trying to say, let's talk about that one. So cross these numbers out. Cross these numbers out. And let's say there were 82 not inquired. So why would I get from, isn't that just twice as many as the 41? So if they are independent, the ratios or the fractions have to stay the same, don't they?
Well, I thought I took it as like there were just 82 students not inquired for the seniors. I don't know if that's what I was supposed to do. Oh no, that wasn't.
So there, what I was trying to say was 82 not inquired total.
Okay.
So what I'm trying to get you to realize that it has to be the same fraction, the same ratio or proportion if they're independent. So if this doubled and there were 3 inquired, the number of people doubled, how many people should not be inquired? Yeah.
So it'd be 46.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I should have said juniors not inquired.
Oh, sorry.
We're going to skip that question.
Okay. This is not English. This is.
Let's just like talk through what I'm trying to do up here.
Okay.
You're screaming at me.
I am talking in a nice voice.
No, I'm sorry. Armstrong and Noah are screaming at me. What would go here is what I'm trying to ask you. 6. What would go here?
46.
46. What would go here?
30.
That's the number I was going for. I just didn't phrase it well. But I'm just trying to show you like that the proportions will stay the same. Do you see what was trying to do, even though I sucked at it? Okay, fair enough. So, any questions on the other ones besides the student question? Rest are okay? Yeah. It says 0.
Big O right there.
Is that better? Alright, that was not my fault. Alright, let's go to the Venn diagrams.
And we can keep all these in fractions and we'll be fine with that.
Yeah. So, just to make sure you know how to read a Venn diagram, this 15% means that the people ordered a burger, but not fries. This 10% means they ordered fries, but not a burger. This 55% means they ordered both, so that's your overlap. And then what's the 20% mean? They didn't order either of those. They're like chicken wings or something. So what's the probability that they ordered a burger?
No.
What? 70%. So probability should be a decimal, so 0.7. But yeah. So the burger circle is all of this. So 70% of people ordered a burger. So what percent of people ordered fries? And what's the probability they ordered fries? It would be 0.65, right? Now, for the burgers or fries, there's kind of 2 ways you can do it. Our formula would say 0.7 plus 0.65 minus what? Minus the overlap. So that would give us 0.8. There are actually 2 other ways that you can get to that answer. Someone give me one of them. Robo?
Add 15, 55, and 10.
So you can just add these up, 15, 55, and 10. So this only counts the overlap once, where before we were counting it twice in that table. That's one way. But what's another way? Yeah. Yep. So if they didn't order burgers or fries, you eat this 20% of the time, so you do 1 minus that 20%, and that also gets you to point A. So there's kind of 3 ways to get to it. So whatever one works for you, you know. So the probability of something else, 0.2. And then, like, he's given one when we're in the Venn diagram. So the probability of burger given fries. So fries is what you know. That goes on the bottom of your fraction right away. So what's the probability of fries? 0.65. And then if we're in that fries circle, what percent of the time did we get a burger? 0.5. Then divide those or whatever. Does that make sense where I'm getting the numbers from? Fries given burger is kind of the opposite. So burger is what you know. That goes on the bottom. That's 0.7. And in that burger circle, how many times, what percent of the time people order fries? 0.5. Are burgers and fries disjoint? Nope, because they can overlap, right? Are they complements? Nope. Is that alright? Do the back. Yeah, there's 3 circles. Fancy stuff. I asked the same question twice. Sorry about that. Not that you will be upset or anything. But
Well, the first one's diarrhea, the next one's haircut.
yeah, really mixing it up on you. Is that a perm? It's called a permanent?
I guess, and then
We
just
get a perm.
shorten it to perm.
Just shorten it.
Wait, Mr. Davis.
Yeah.
Number 2, would you do 5%, the 30%, the 35, and the 10? Because technically you're still getting your
Wait, so
so like for number 2, you do 5%, 30%, 35, but would you also do the 10%?
no.
Because like you're still.
Oh wait, yes. Yes. You don't do the 5.
No, the 5 for the die.
You don't do the 5 for the permanent.
Yeah, no.
Right. Okay. I got one wrong. Tell me where it is.
Well, you know, one different answer than each one, so.
Is it die or permanent? Right.
That's like a bit.
I don't know, I'm not even doing it.
I'll look at it. People are not. Sometimes when I put them up, I'm not quite sure people are checking, but if they say, oh, I got one wrong. Somehow it like makes you more interested. Teacher tricks. So what should, so this is the one I got wrong. I actually answered the question of what? Probably of die and permanent would be 0. Probably of die or permanent would be what? 0.50. 0.5. Because you're adding up the 35% in this circle and the 15% in this circle.
I just did 0.5 as well, or 5%.
We good on these?
No, right.
You have the ones that you've done, correct? Or you have to do those?
The first one I did wrong. I added 0.35 plus 0.75. And then I subtracted 0.35.
He's gonna go for the last one.
Subtract 0.3. So that's 0.3. Well, your process is right. You just did the number over. So we done? Yeah, you're done.
Mr. Davis, do you think those like hours on con would show up by now? Oh yeah.
I think so.
Why is human being
I don't think it did. It says an hour ago. Yours says 2 hours and 10 minutes. Is that different?
Mine does?
Yeah.
I had 1
Oh. So Sarah, yours says 2 hours and 13 minutes.
Wait, so I only need 20
You need
minutes.
20 minutes. You need 7 minutes.
Made the best person.
Yeah, you both get 2.5 hours.
Yes. I asked my mom, and she goes, "You have to watch the video to get it." Yeah, basically, yeah. Truck. Really? They're gonna, she goes, really? They're gonna abandon the puppy after day 2? I said, are you serious? Just take it with us. So you're like for sure getting
Yeah. So you're scaling down a little bit. 6, how tall is your husband? He's 6'9". So, King Mr. Davis, he probably almost have to duck. Ducks like this. Yeah. If he dies, he dies. Me? 5'11", 5'11". What up, though? Yeah, Mr. T.
That's what he does. He uses my hand for his hand armor.
Not like a little conversation or anything.
It's me. 3 hours yesterday. Then I had a couple more that are fighting with each other. I know. She's out of shit. Every fight is You know, and I hate being like this, but there's kind of like there's teachers. It's like we're kind of, you know what I mean? Like you have your own kind of crew, and she's just like everything she says or does is like it'd be like you coming in too much. You know what I mean? Like, and you don't even do that. But yeah, that's what I mean. It's
Yeah.
like it'd be like
You
me
have
going to
to-
Shin's office and him and Brian are there like, hey guys, what I need is
Not even that. Like, look how tall I am. Like,
what was it? Oh, I was gonna say a lot of nights